Hey everybody, it's Janette Burke here, online media personality, TV show podcast host, MC speaker, on camera podcast, YouTube channel creator, trainer. And I'm here with another Janette's Tips and Sips. Now pull up a cup of tea and join me because I've got a good one to talk about today. Today I'm talking about the use of primer. Primer goes before you put your foundation and your powder and your concealer. And I'm a big proponent of the use of primer. So you see, when you're on camera a lot, or even when you're out doing events live on location and you're filming, it gets very hot underneath the cameras. And it's very easy for your makeup to go all greasy and slide off your face. You could run around trying to touch yourself up every 2 minutes with powder. And you can hope that you have a makeup artist there that's going to do it for you. But the truth is, if you start out with the right base, you'll have less worry about that grease coming down and ruining your makeup. So after my cleansing and my toning and my moisturizer, the first thing I put on is some eye primer, okay? Now, I do believe you got to use eye primer separate from your face primer because they don't always work together. Now, I have tried every primer you can think of, from the most expensive to the least expensive. And I have found for me that the best one that works is Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild is a company, you can get it online. You can check my Amazon link below. This particular eye primer, it lasts for 16 hours, and it does. And I love it because it's the only one I can use. You just use a little bit here, put it all over your lid, here too. You can also add it later in the day if you have to touch it up and you feel that your eye makeup is creasing up a bit, you can add it. So I found that this one was perfect for me. I have iritis, which is a condition that affects your pupil, and it makes your eyes run a lot. So I use a lot of eye drops for dry eye. And I also use a lot of different eye makeup that doesn't contribute to that problem. And I found that of all the primers, this was the one that I could use. So I use it. Then I use also the Wet n Wild. It's called 5-in-1 Essence Primer Liquid. Again, you can check my Amazon link below to get it. This, you don't need to put a ton, okay? You need to put some into your hand. I use, I don't know, but maybe 6 drops. I then warm it in my hand, and then I apply to my face. Now, I do this before I put my makeup on, okay? So right after the moisturizer is on and you've done your cleansing, you put your serums, then your moisturizer, you put this, and you just let it seep in, okay? And it just gives that nice, smooth flow. You can also, if you don't like liquid, use it in powder form. So it also comes in powder form. It's called 5-in-1 Essence Primer and Finishing Powder. It comes together. So you just take a little bit of that and you would put this on first, right after you do your other powders, lightly. And then you would proceed to put your foundation and your concealer underneath the eyes and do the rest of your makeup with your powder. So this is not the only powder. This is just the finishing powder and, I guess to a certain extent, the setting powder as a primer, okay? So you don't want to just use that alone because it is white. So you have to put the color on top, or otherwise you're going to look very white, especially if you're on camera. That's what I use. I use it almost daily. It does last. I have to say, I can go hours and hours with my makeup looking amazing without it creasing, without it getting too greasy, and so on and so forth. But if you do need a light touch up at the end of the day, you could just, again, put another drop or two and put it on, pat it on nicely. Or you could take a little of that powder and add it. Okay, you don't need a lot, just a little. And then if you get too white, you're going to have to use your regular powder, which has color to it, over top. And then you might need to touch up your cheeks with a bit of blush or bronzer. Okay, that's my tip and sip for today, guys. Again, everything can be found at the links below on Amazon. And I'll see you next time for another Janette's Tips and Sips. Bye for now.